Interesting that we're not seeing any black and white squad car or motor officers
I'm back, guys.
in pursuit. We do know that the sheriff's department helicopter is overhead.
It was
Imperial Highway in Stanford. So, Gil, what does that
my
look
room,
like
my phone was
5
acting
o'clock
up,
in the
so I was able to get a
as far as rest of the traffic goes
here in my parents'
well,
room.
with their presence here on
in my parents'
westbound
room,
lanes, they have
so I got a
right
better reception.
on the westbound
So
lanes. The
it's
eastbound
working
lanes
now.
have
So I
some traffic.
am
I
back.
would call it moderate
Making
at
a
this
police
point, but
chase
they are
video part
approaching
2.
the 110 here shortly.
This
so
is
we'll
a
see
police
if
chase
they
going
decide to
on
jump
right now.
on the freeway
They got
or
motorcycle
just stay on surface
bikers.
streets. This was
Bike
the
riders,
first person that
lead
they were
police.
trying to pull
That is
over.
the blue. That is a blue motorcycle. That is the
We're
person that
hearing
assaulted
from
the officer.
from the helicopter overhead.
Now,
this is the
many
suspect that
people
actually
are
tried
coming in to get
ram
involved,
the other motor officer,
trying to get arrested,
in the pursuit
and now
early
I'm
on.
seeing
And then he was joined by the one in white, which has
from
dropped out
this-
of the picture here. We should
from
see him
this
here in a second.
Ding.
But
They have
in any event, let's see
joined
if I can
by.
find him.
They were
They've
joining
kind of
a
all
bike ride parade
mixed up and
earlier
blended
on.
in.
This
We'll
is
stay
some
with the
sort
blue
of bike
motorcycle
parade.
because that's
We
the
got.
initial
They got
suspect, but,
many people
I mean, they're joined
recording
by,
earlier
by Pilot
on
Anton
because
Himmler said
it's,
there's at least
it's the
17
end of the
motorcycles
year.
down there
Wow.
right now. He
Bye
has it
bye
up there, so you can see
2025.
him.
Hello
This is
2026
crazy.
because today is New Year's
It's a
Eve.
street
And
takeover of sorts,
I wanna
only while in
at least
motion.
tell you
So are they in
this.
Downey? What is
Here
the...
on
This is
Imperial
where
Highway.
it's a street
No, this is
takeover
South
of
LA for
some
sure.
sort.
It's,
Yeah,
So
South LA.
while
right at the
only while in
105 and
motion.
the 105 and the 110.
They're in
Yeah.
105,
Downey.
105.
Now this is South LA.
Wow.
This is right
This
right
is,
at the
this is bizarre, John.
It's-
105,
it's certainly
still on westbound
different.
Imperial Highway.
They are
and
going to
they're
have
on
to get
southbound
control of
Spring
the
Street.
situation at some
And I'm
point, though,
totally-
because as you can see,
I'm
aside
totally-
from just
I'm
pulling
being
off all of
told
these stunts right here and
that this-
creating quite a spectacle
that
for
we're
themselves,
told that this
you
suspect-
know, they are endangering the public.
now
And
they're
one of the
buddies.
suspects, the one on
Look
the
at them.
blue
Are they
dirt
riding
bike right
with
there, reportedly tried to
helmet?
strike
Are
a
they
motor
riding?
officer
Are they
during
wearing
the
their
initial,
helmets? No. Is this one wearing the
portions
helmet?
of this pursuit.
No.
And
yes.
again, this was all started as a CHP attempting to stop one of the
Oh my
bikers
God.
for failure
Look at all
to
this-
yield. And now, of course, it's a felony pursuit. You can see them all shaking hands and high-fiving each other right here.
They're gonna say hi to that
Having
camera.
stuff.
Hi, folks.
Oh, they're waving to KTLA5. Look at that.
Or perhaps to the sheriff's helicopter.
Or both.
Yeah,
Or both.
She looked right into the camera.
They're waving to the
This
news
is
helicopter camera.
Not something we're used to seeing in a
Look at
traditional
this. This
pursuit.
suspect speeding.
Well, they're
Now
talking to
that-
somebody on one of the cell
So
phones
many
right
bike
now.
riders
And,
joining in. If
yeah.
he gets off at
This is a
if
crazy
he
time
turns
for
right
Los
off
Angeles.
of West Imperial Highway, they're gonna
I mean,
now
what
crossing
is
underneath
this?
110. Now they're gonna try
If
to
they keep going in
turn
this
right
direction,
Yeah.
they're going to go
on
right by
southbound Prairie
the
Avenue.
sheriff's station down
if
there.
they're gonna make a
Right now,
right
there looks like
turn
they're turning.
or
So they're going to be going.
in just a couple of minutes.
north.
No, are they gonna turn right?
This is
What
on
are they
Figueroa.
doing? Are they gonna
and,
split?
well, they changed their mind. They're coming back this way.
They're
That's
splitting
good for
the
us 'cause we wouldn't
lane.
be able to follow them
Are
up there,
you
but,
kidding
they're
me?
gonna continue westbound now.
Now heading
Now
towards
that
the sheriff's
oh
station.
my God,
They are. So we'll see if the sheriffs intervene.
they
there.
coming
If
to get
they- if
involved.
these guys even
One
know
more
the sheriffs,
motorcycle
have a
person
station
coming in,
down
Right.
there.
coming in
We'll
to get
see what happens
involved.
when they get
Now
there.
look
That
at
should be
this.
interesting.
It's almost as if they are taunting law
Wow.
enforcement to do
Multiple
something.
motorbike
And we know
riders.
that law enforcement's
Are you
aware.
serious?
Sheriff's helicopters
Yeah,
overhead.
I'll get to
But
that
right
later.
now, they really do not seem to care.
And now look at this. They don't know what to
as
do. They know
continue
law
to
enforcement
evade
swears
police.
sheriff's
We'll
helicopters
see.
overhead
Try to come
right
back in and
now,
find the
and they
initial
really
two.
do
Here
not.
they are.
They
They're
really
kind of right in
do.
the middle of the
CHP
pack.
helicopters.
And we'll see what
CHP
they try to do.
helicopters
Now-
is the
now
only air
riders are
unit,
aware,
and more.
they probably
There's
see
a
those motor
CHP
officers
unit,
there, which
CHP
are probably
motorbikes,
making
because
them really worried now because now that
what they're
now
probably
they have,
gonna see those
equal
border
access to
officers.
wherever they go, so they're not going to be able to get away
Wow,
so
look
easy.
at this.
Yeah, you gotta
Now they're
fight
coming,
fire with fire, as
trying
they
to
say,
join
right?
in,
Sometimes,
and now
I mean,
look
this
at
is
this.
at the point where you have to be on the motorbike to pursue these motorbikes, and they have 5 of them, of those motor units behind them, and as well as a CHP cruiser. Is it CHP or is it
And they have
sheriffs
5 of them.
that-
25
that's in
to
pursuit
20
right now?
motorcycle riders. Wow.
Let's see.
Oh my
it looks
God.
like CHP unit here.
One unit.
And the
And the
motors, I'm not
CHP
sure if
unit,
there's-
I'm
it looks like...
I'm telling you right
yeah,
now,
they're
this is
CHP.
They're CHP as
a
well. Okay, so
bizarre
no, they're all
pursuit.
CHP.
Just
They're
within
all
the last,
CHP.
all
just
CHP,
it's been
we
going on
have
for
the
the last
CHP chopper
20
tracking
minutes.
them. That's been
This has
going
been
on
going
for some
on for the
time now.
last
Again, this started
20
at
minutes
4:20
or so
here,
since the
and
police
with two
started to chase.
motorcyclists,
That's
which
been
has
going
now
on
grown
for the last 30 to
some
40 minutes.
almost
The
20.
pursuit
Right turn.
went
we're
on.
looking
That's been going on
and
since they started
they're
this pursuit about
on Imperial
4:20
Highway and now
p.m.
getting
that
off of Imperial
afternoon.
Highway. Is that correct?
As
In the
of
Inglewood
12
area,
months
but
ago,
on surface
12
streets
months ago.
nonetheless. And
Now they're on
this is a
southbound
big
Prairie
gang,
Avenue,
guys. This
turning
is,
right
you
off
know,
of it,
wrong
off
side of the
westbound
road. They were up on the
Imperial
sidewalk,
Highway. Now going the wrong
and doing
side of the
whatever they
road.
can to kind of
Wow,
keep
they
their
are gonna get
group
killed. Now look at
together.
this.
But you know the CHP is behind them.
Look at these
with 5 of their motor
going
units
around
as well
traffic.
as
They're not
a,
getting involved. They're
black
just
and white.
worrying.
So,
They're just worrying.
you know, they can pop
about
wheelies all they want
themselves.
to, but they're on to them.
Now look at this dude.
Yeah, in such a
showing off
frenzy.
their
I
behind.
can't imagine what it's
showing
like to be
off
out on the
in
road
his
and see this
four-wheelie,
coming at
showing
you, especially
off.
on the
That's
wrong side of
not
the road.
okay. That's not
I
acceptable.
would
That's
think it's a
unacceptable.
good
Not
idea if you
cool.
know
Not
someone whose
acceptable.
commute
And
takes
now
them
look at
through
this.
this
They
area.
got
They might want to just
doing
pull
some
over for a
wheelies.
while. This
If
is
it hits
really
to
unpredictable, really dangerous, especially
if
for
it hits
people
the
who are
LAX,
not aware
they might
of
go
what's
around to
going
get
on.
away from the airspace.
Gil,
Oh.
it looks like they've
Because
been trying
this
to
is really
communicate with each
dangerous,
other, kind of
especially
yelling
for
back and
people
forth, giving
that's not
hand
aware of
signals.
what's going
I would
on.
imagine that
You know,
if
it looks like they've
this
been
is
trying to
going
communicate
end,
with each
that
other,
they're gonna probably
kind of
try to
yelling
split
back
up,
and
and it would
forth,
make it
giving hand
even
signals.
harder for those
They would
motor
imagine that
officers to bring them all
if this
into
going
custody. And
to
as they
end,
get really
they're
close to
going to
the
try to
Absolutely.
split up,
Demasiados
split it up,
archivos basura.
and you know,
Abre este enlace. Limpia
I lost
automáticamente la
one.
basura
Okay.
del
split it up.
Yes,
It would make
absolutely.
it even
I know
harder for
poor
those
people
motor
walking
officers.
across the street didn't know what was coming.
State,
You know, they
motor
turned north
officer
on
states
Prairie.
bring them all
Unfortunately,
into
we
custody
cannot go
as
into
they
that area
get
because
really
that's
close.
the direct
Put an
path
end
of the
to this.
planes coming into LAX.
Now they're
so we're
shooting
gonna
a
have to watch them
distance
from
just a little
distance
bit
here.
because
the two that I have on the screen here. Let's see.
it's
The one
gonna
that
hit
you
it.
put on
It's
the
gonna
hoodie, I
the
believe
planes
is,
coming
the
into
second one that
LAX.
joined in the
They're gonna
pursuit.
have to
This
watch
is the
from a
first
distance here.
suspect
since
that was initially wanted
they have
for
it
the
on the
assault
screen.
on the officer.
Hoodie
He's
on.
kind of leading
Wow.
the pack now. But they are pulling away from us.
This is
and
why you
unfortunately, we
should
have to stay
not
over the 105
don't
freeway
ride a
out of that
motorcycle
air traffic. But,
without
when they
riding
come out to a
without
wider
wearing a
shot, we'll go
helmet.
away from the lead
Or
guys,
otherwise
and
you could be
there
in an
are
accident.
the CHP6 motors and
You could
one,
be in
at
an
least one
accident.
unit there
You know-
in trail. All CHP officers. They're and you can see what they're doing. They're splitting
And
cars
guess what?
up Inglewood.
You might
uh,
you might see
Boulevard
this.
here, and they're going to continue.
This
Officers
is why
are
we
gonna
have
follow in the
someone
same
that
pattern,
has
but they're going to continue, and we'll
pursuit
see if they
underway
go.
right now.
They're going to go
and you know,
east or west here on one of this.
the moral of the story, before you ride a motorcycle,
I can't
wear
remember
your helmet.
seeing something like this, a
Safety is
pursuit
the
of
first thing you
some
need to do.
almost 20
But
motorbikes
listen,
with CHP
imagine,
motorbikes, and
I don't want
just
to
can't even imagine
that.
how this
Imagine
is going
this.
to
Listen
end.
to this.
How does this,
Almost 20
you
plus
know,
motorcycles.
how do they apprehend
I don't
them?
want to
They can't
ride a
use,
motorcycle. I never
spike
ride a
strips.
two-wheel
I mean,
motorcycle
we can't
bike.
do a pit maneuver.
I never
mean,
want
this is
to.
so unusual.
But guess what? This suspect,
you know, what are the
going around
tactics
these cars,
that the
now they're trying to cut
motorbikes
in
will
and
use at
beat
this
up
point
at
to
each
try
other.
and
Spike strips, they
stop
can't do a pit maneuver.
this,
Spike strips,
you know,
too,
group
too thin, too
and
small.
get the suspect that they
It's
want.
most, yeah.
Because of that
It's
motorcycle,
mostly
that
intimidation, knowing,
size.
you know, knowing
that size does not matter.
those cops behind us,
Motorcycle,
they can
one
stay up with us
motorcycle
no matter where we
person
go. If we
in
make
the
a U-turn,
lead.
they can make a U-turn. If they go on a side, if we go on a sidewalk, they can go on a sidewalk.
Look
If
at this. They
go,
can stay
you know,
up
if we go in
with
an
them.
alleyway, they
They
can
can
go
stay
in an
up with
alleyway.
them.
If
No
they go-
matter
if we
what they're
decide
gonna
to
go.
cut through a
No
park,
matter
they
they
can cut through the park.
did a U-turn.
So
They go on a
that's the
sidewalk.
intimidation
They
factor
can go in an
that
alley.
these units,
If they go,
these motor
if
officers
they
can say,
decided
you know,
to a
basically,
park,
we're
they
gonna
can
go
cut through the
wherever
park.
you go
Oh, and they can
until you
do
run out of gas, and then we'll make the
intimidation
arrest. Unfortunately,
to get whatever
the
they
two
want.
that
Like,
initially we were in the pursuit stopped. They had
wow!
time to stop
Oh
for fuel.
my
Now
God!
they're all fueled up.
He's
so it can go
not
for a while.
stopped. Wow!
Yeah, and CHP can also switch out, Gil. They can
That
switch
dude
out
in
their
his
motor
bicycle does
officers,
not
so
want to
they
be
are
involved.
not going to
No.
run out of gas.
Oh
We've
my
seen that
God.
happen before, where they will
That's true.
switch out
That
units.
dude in
but,
his bicycle
you
minding his
mentioned
own
the intimidation.
business.
These guys don't seem intimidated
Wow,
at
Wow,
all.
that
In fact,
car had stopped. Wow, they
seems
got
like they're
the car's
taunting
pulling
the
over.
officers and
What is wrong?
waving to the
You ever
helicopters that
see
were
this?
overhead, showing off, doing
In that,
wheelies
in that area,
on their
they're
cell
taunting
phones,
the officers,
perhaps live
waving to
streaming
the
exactly
helicopters.
what's happening.
Just about 5 or 10 minutes ago,
mean,
they
it's-
waved to the helicopters
it's
8
just
minutes
ridiculous.
ago. Just
Yeah,
about
and here
5
we are in
minutes ago,
Manchester, heavy
they just
traffic
waved the
there. Red
helicopters
lights, and look at, they're
5
going
minutes
right up into
later.
those cars.
5 minutes
Now the motorcycle
or so, 5
officers
minutes
are pulling
past.
in there. so that they can get
507,
through.
they
But
had
they're
to deal
right
with
on
the
their tail,
LAX
so
airship,
they realize,
and now
hey,
510, they
these,
have to shoot
officers on
a
their
distance
motorcycles
far,
can
far away,
keep up
and
with
because
us. We're in
they're right
trouble
on their
because
tail,
we're
so
eventually
they
gonna need
realize
fuel,
8
and we're gonna have to jump off and
officers
run to
on
get
their
away from these
motorcycle,
guys.
they
Gosh,
can
I've been
keep
looking
up
at some
with
of the top 10
They keep
motorcycles
up with us.
and
They're in
with the
big
longest
trouble
range.
because
And
they're
if any of
eventually
these
going
guys
to
have
heat fuel and they're
one
going
of
to jump
these
off and
bikes,
get away
you know,
from
whether
these
it's a
guys.
Kawasaki or
I've been-
whatever it might be, it can go on a
Some
full
of them
tank,
have been looking at these top 10
275 miles.
motorcycles. I
So,
haven't been able
to
to have.
this
I
can
haven't
go
not
on
looked at these 10
and on
motorcycles.
and on.
And not
you
a
know.
bus had stopped.
But, you know, that's not the case.
Full
We
tank,
don't know what kind of
275
bikes they're
miles.
on, so
It's
I'm
like
just giving you what the
Coachella.
top 10
And
motorcycles'
you know,
longest range looks like. So, you know, you would think that at one point or another,
Harley Davidson
they're going to have to
motorcycle. Are you
do a little
serious?
bit more
This
than
is like
just intimidation
can get up to
and
200 miles per hour.
and get these guys
It
into
could be heard
custody or whoever it is
instantly.
that
I'll
they
get
are
to
really focused
that
on,
deal
which I
with
would
that.
think is the one who is
That this is a pursuit going by.
you know,
They're
who was
turning
able to
right.
strike a motor officer and is now
Oh,
wanted
Stepney
for
Street.
assault.
Go back the other way.
They're not going to shoot far
Yeah, so
away
we are
from
going
LAX.
into the LAX
They're gonna shoot
airspace
far,
right
far
now,
away,
and so we
a
are
distance from
zooming
the LAX.
into
And now the
this
airship
CHP pursuit
looks
of
like a kinda
multiple
Dodger
motorbikes,
TFR
and there you
that.
can see we're doing our best to keep up with
Reverse
it. But
course.
again, we are restricted from this airspace at LAX, and so
Now they're gonna.
that
They
is
will
where
catch
Sky
up,
5 is
and they're
right
gonna
now, is
keep up
outside
the
of
work
that
because they
airspace
are
and trying
restricted
to
from this
keep an
air
eye on those
at
motorbikes.
LAX.
Some
They were
16,
waving
17
to the
of them.
news
Do we count?
helicopter
Yes, it
broadcasting
started out
cameras
with two,
just
right?
moments
And then all
ago,
of a
just
sudden
a
we
few
saw
minutes
them on
ago,
the
just
phone.
about
We don't know if they
5
were
minutes
calling their
ago,
buddies,
5 or
live
15
streaming,
minutes ago.
texting people to come join in, but pretty soon we
And then
saw them
15
pull into
minutes
a gas
later,
station, and
that
one
went
by
on
one, now
for the
a
last
crowd of
15
16
or
or
18
17,
minutes
kind
or
of
so,
hard for us to
that
keep track
they
as
were
well,
streaming,
have
texting
joined
people,
in this
pulling
pursuit
into a gas
or
station,
following.
one
I
by
guess it's
one.
a pursuit
Now
now.
a crowd
They're
of
really amped it
16
up
or
with the
17.
motorbikes behind them, the
Kinda
CHP motorbikes and
hard for
one
the news
cruiser.
helicopters to keep
It started
track.
just before 4 o'clock
We'll catch
with
up
those
in a
two
few minutes.
bikes that we told
Stay
you about.
tuned.
And the original
We'll be right
one,
back.
they
More
tried to
show
pull them
coming
over
up
for
in the next
minor
second half.
traffic
Don't go away,
violation,
folks.
which was failure to yield. Of course, it's illegal to be out on the freeways without a helmet here in freeways, right? No turn signals, no license plates on them, so they're not street legal. So that was the original want. They tried to pull them over, they took off, and then if we have seen, more people have joined in. At one point, they were going the wrong way on the freeway, wrong way on surface streets, sometimes riding with no hands on the handlebars, on their cell phones, and just doing really, really dangerous maneuvers out on the streets.
So we're going to move on to some other news. Gil Labus will continue to keep up with the CHP pursuit of these multiple motorbikes, and as soon as we need to get back to this, we will. Thank you, Gil.